Hello, YouTube. Back in. Hey, Ginger Ninja, how you doing? Everything is good. Usually I go on at 2 o'clock, but this week I didn't know if I was going to be able to do my live YouTube because I was having babysitting issues. I didn't know if I was going to have my grandson here all day with me, and if I got him all day, he ain't gonna let me go live. You know what I mean? I'll be chasing him around the house because he's only 4, just turned 4, and he's a handful. Talking about terrible 2s, 4s. Yeah, I'm not that young anymore. Okay. So anyway, that's enough about that. Let me get into what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about theoretically, are we in shit hit the fan situation? Is it real now? And yes, it is. Like I said, if you watch any of my other videos, that I always say that we are in a shit hit the fan situation. It is not like what you think it is. It's not like a movie where you wake up one morning and you look out your window and you see zombies walking up and down your streets, or you see a spaceship that landed out of the space, or you see little people coming up out the sewers. No, it's not like that. See, shit hit the fan gradually happens. It starts small and it snowballs. It's like a snowball going down a hill, and it starts to build and build and build. And over the last, I would say, the last 6, 7 years, this snowball starting to roll and roll and roll and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this, hey, Kevin Myers, and it's getting bigger, and it keeps rolling. It's gonna get bigger. It's That's not one thing. It's just not two things. It take a whole lot of things to bring this country down to its knees, and we're almost to that point. And I hate to say that. I mean, it's some ominous stuff going on out here. We just don't know what it is. I mean, we'll figure it out, because it could be something out of our darkest nightmares that we wasn't expecting to happen, that could happen to us. So I'm just gonna say it like this. We're not supposed to talk about what we're not supposed to talk about. But every time you turn on Newsmax or CNN, they talking about it, but we're not talking about it. That's another thing that's causing this SHTF to happen, is the freedom of speech. We're being blocked to talk, and we're not supposed to talk about certain things. It's sort of an unwritten law, because if you do, your channel will be tagged, or you will get a strike, or you might actually get pulled off, or you might start receiving strange phone calls. Okay, let's see. Hey, House of X, how you doing? That's House of X Entertainment. That's very good guys. So anything, like I say, it's bizarre things that's happening out here, and like I say, we got to be ready. We got to be prepared, because, like I said in my last video that we was at 80%. I'm gonna drop that down to 77%. Okay, because we were at 75. Because only reason I dropped it down is because Wall Street is doing good, but the economy is still gonna collapse, because right now we put too much emphasis on Wall Street saying how great the economy is, but yet you cannot go to the store and buy a reasonably priced loaf of bread anymore because of the inflation out here, and it's gonna get worse. And I don't blame it on anybody but the politicians. Let these companies go out and just do anything they want to do. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of people that's unemployed. There's a lot of people that don't want to go back to work. And I don't understand. Well, I do understand that, because some of them making more money now not working than they would be working. And then there's some people that's out there scamming. Hey, Lori Bird, how you doing? So like I say, so what I was saying is, we got all this stuff that's going on out here, and our government is secretly keeping it from us. They classify everything, and that's the one thing we don't hate. They never tell us the truth. And when things do happen and it's too late, then they say, well, we knew it all the time. I'm not going to talk about the alien situation, because if the aliens come out the sky right now, or from wherever they've been hiding, it's all bets are off. All bets are off. But right now, we're going to deal with the the real stuff that we're dealing with now, which is the prices. The food prices, the price of land. I mean, we on the verge of a war with China in the South China Sea. I mean, we can't trust Russia because every time we turn around, we got these cyber attacks. I mean, it's not good news. It is really not good news, and things are going to happen that's going to really affect us. I mean, we going along with our daily lives every day right now, but things could change in an instant, and that's what I'm worried about. I mean, and it could have horrific possibilities for us because if the internet and power grid go down and we got no communications, I've seen it before. People will panic. We had a blackout here that lasted about, I say 12, 13 days. You remember that one we had back when the tree in Ohio hit the wires and knocked the whole grid down. And I seen people, they didn't know what was going on. They had no communications. I had a transistor radio. I had a couple of them. And a lot of my neighbors would ask me what was going on. And I would tell them what I knew because of what I knew from the news report. And they didn't know much because a lack of information could be the meaning between living and dying, because if you don't know what's going on, it could have been a tornado that could be coming your way that knocked out the power lines, and you don't know what's coming your way until actually you see it. And by then, when you see it, it's too late. It's like standing off a train. You see it, it's too late. Let's see. Hey, surviving anything? Hey, Nikki, how you doing? Let's see. I think that's everybody. So, what I was saying was lack of information, and we don't have that with the government. We get a lack of information with the government, and like I say, and if the power grid go down, we have no information at all from anybody, and that's gonna hurt. So if I recommend that if you don't have a transistor radio, they're dirt cheap. I mean, it's not even expensive. Get you one. Get you a small transistor radio and keep it around. Keep the batteries in it. Most of them work by 9 volts. The 9-volt battery. Because you need that. Definitely need that. Hey, Nelson. Radio art and design. Let me tell you guys something. I want to give some props out to Nelson right here. Nelson, original art and design. He said something on my last video when I did about the food shortage, and it was just straight to the point. He said, "We got to eat. And they know it." I mean, that's plain and simple. We got to eat, and they know it. And the people know it, and it's just crazy. And that was so. It was just so to the point. I mean, I was like, wow, that's all I could say. So anyway, everything is inevitable because right now they playing the long game. I said this before, and they doing things to us. I mean, and it's all political. It's not about money. It has never been about money because the rich people are going to get rich. Right now, it's about power. It's about control. And they want to control the people. I mean, I can't say things that I want to say, so I'm trying to skirt around this issue, but it's all about control. You know, government policy has always been to conceal information. I mean, that's their policy, you know. So I'm just saying, we got to make sure we prepare for everything. We got to be in an emergency state on a daily basis. I mean, you got to go out and you got to plant your gardens. You got to go out and get your waters and your food and stuff. Because, like I say, every day could be the last day of a normal life here in the USA. Because, like I say, it ain't too many things that can break us down. No one thing can break us down. But we're facing many different obstacles right now, and they just keep coming and coming and coming. Hey, Anna Lee Brown, how you doing? And like I said, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, from the natural disasters we get out there in the West, I mean, it's just not California and Oregon anymore. They got fires in Alaska and Montana too. From what I understand, it's 12 states that's burning. 12 states. That's what, 20% of America on fire? That's crazy, you know. And then you got the government. They still hunting people down from that that thing that happened on the 6th. They arrested 2 more people here in Ohio because I know they're gonna arrest a lot of people from Ohio. Okay, they got two more people from Ohio, one from Pickway and one from Inglewood up here. Yep. So the FBI has been snooping around. They everywhere. They everywhere. So I'm just saying, be wary if you were there. I mean, you know who you are. I'm just saying, if stuff happens, just be wary. I mean, so let me get back to what I was talking about. Okay. See, now we got China over there. It ain't enough that they screwed up the world once. They screwing over the world again with these chimeras, these hybrid animals that they making. Somebody leaked a photo not too long ago. I think it was about a week ago, and I seen it. It was this pig's head and pig feet. No, it was a human pig head with pig feet on a human body, and it just threw me off. I mean, I didn't want to see that. You know, that was just totally unexpected. And they don't care what the real risk is when they do this kind of stuff. They do this kind of stuff because they can. You see what I'm saying? They have no accountability for what they do. Let's see. Hey, Uncle Al, how you doing? No, I ain't forgot Canada. I know I talked to Canadian cabin girl yesterday. They have fires up there pretty close with where she's at. So we was talking about we getting smoke. We getting the smoke here. We don't smell it, but it's so high up, it's blocking the sun a little bit and causing it to get an orange glow up here. And I'm in Ohio, so that's how that fire is going. Hey, Red October. Hey, Paul Jetty. How you feeling? Hope you're doing better. Okay. Little Housestead. Wow, that's a catchy name. Maverick Prepper. How you doing? And let's see. Let me read some of these stuff. Let's see what we got here. Ginger Ninja reminds me of Steinfeld episode where Kramer swore he saw Pigman in the hospital and tries to rescue him. Kramer. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, they got these, they got these things, and I don't know why they create them. I mean, first we was worried about all that technology and these AI robots that they got and everything like that, because for a fact, the Israeli army, they carry robots into battle with them. These little robots, they're about maybe a foot long, and they got cameras on them. Some of them you can put guns on them, and they send them into these little places where they can't go to do reconnaissance or kill somebody. And they using them in war already. And they got them. Like we use drones every day now. We use drones. It's just a natural thing. Like I say, and they use these little robots right now in China. Like I say, which is our biggest threat as far as a military conflict. It's going to be a war. So I don't really know what's going to happen. So I'm not really going to talk too much about that because I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure that I take care of myself up here right now. Hey, Prepared Veteranist, how you doing? Hey, Adam, how you doing? Hey, Dion Wilson, how you doing? Okay. Yeah, Uncle Al say so does the U.S. Army. Yeah, I know we had them. We've been had them. We gotta start using them like they use them. See, we use them only on certain things, but they use them as they carry them with them on their backs. I mean, they carrying them into battle every day. Me and Mrs. PV listening. Okay, Professor Better. Okay, then. So anyway, like I said, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about those hybrids that they got over there. See, the problem with people is that we seem to give human characteristic to non-human things. You know what I mean? We always say that chimpanzee act like a human. See, nothing act like a human but a human. You can't be giving human characteristic to things that's not human. I mean, people give God human characteristics, but God is way above us. We don't know what he's thinking or what he's doing, so we can't say what he was doing because he's not human. Okay, So, like I say, and we need to stop that because that's messing up a lot of these kids out here thinking that he's like us, and they thinking these gorillas and these tigers and even my dog. My dog is smart. I love my dog, but he's not human. He's not a human person. Even though sometimes I think he might be smarter than me, but that's a whole other story. Oh, Man in Black. That's Man in Black. Don't worry about it. So anyway, hey, Chris Clever Crafts, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, Unpaved Explorer, how you doing? That's John Coffey. Let's see. Anna Lee Brown says God isn't like us, rather we are made in His image. That's about as far to go, but everything else is above us. We just look like Him. You know, that's like him drawing a picture. They say, and now Bill Pearl talking about mad scientists over there in China. So anyway, Adam say that's Avon calling. Oh, that's not Avon. I just watched Woodward TV on that little stairs. Okay. Okay. All right. So anyway, like I said, I really didn't know if I was gonna be here today because usually I post my topic a week the Sunday before I even talk. But like I said, I was thinking I was gonna have my grandson here because it was an issue with him being able to get to the daycare today. All right. So anyway, let me go ahead and talk about some possibilities out there that might be horrible or terrible for us. I mean, other than natural disasters, which we got already, they had 8.1 earthquake off the coast of Alaska, and now the people in Hawaii are worrying that they're gonna have one of them big tsunamis and basically take out the whole island. 8.1. If they said if we ever get a 12.0 earthquake, that it would crack the planet. So that's how close we come to total annihilation. At 12, they say it will crack the planet, but I don't know about all that because, like I say, I'm not a geologist. But they say, I mean, then they still worried about the north and south pole. They still haven't quite adjusted yet, and that we still getting too much. Magnetic field going up. It goes up thousands of miles. It protects us from the ozone and stuff. And right now, they worried about that. And another thing is that, like I always say, they keep shooting these rockets up and through the space, up through our ozone layer. And they finna shoot another one up there now. This is for the Boeing. They finna shoot something up there, and then we got the Space Force. Our Space Force. They finna shoot some satellites up there too. All this week. Matter of fact, I think Space Force is shooting theirs off today. And every time, and I keep telling people, and people think I'm crazy. I'll be crazy. I don't mind being crazy. But I'm gonna tell you this. Uncle Al say snow in Brazil. We got rain here this morning. John Coffey will tell you that. They keep shooting stuff up through this ozone, and the ozone is not healing as fast. I mean, we still haven't healed from the last one that knocked that big hole up in the South Pole, or the one that in Antarctica. These are holes. I mean, because of the way the Earth rotates, and when they shoot them up, they knock holes in these ozone layers. And these ozone layers are not healing as fast, and if they're not healing as fast, we just like a big balloon. It's leaking out the air. It's leaking out the air, and if it's leaking stuff out, it's letting stuff in. And if it's letting stuff in, it's usually space dust and solar rays, and that's going to affect your weather. And like I said, you cannot predict the weather. I mean, you can't predict the weather at all. What the hell is monkeypox? I don't even know. They said it's killing people. I heard about it about a week ago, but I haven't seen it. I mean, I know they said it's here. It's monkeypox, and this says it's a deadly. Once you get that, it's gone. It's gone. I heard about it, but I don't know any information, and it's hard to get information. Like I was saying earlier, when they don't want you to know something, they keep it classified. Okay. Snow in Cleveland, Ohio in August. No, we haven't got snow here yet, but it could be. It could get some snow here in August. I doubt that. But then again, hey, South Africa got snow. Let's see. Just look. Say just look up. I would have never made the connection. Wow. And it was West African. Uncle Al says it's a West African disease. And it says like smallpox. Wow. I know I heard about it, but like I say, it could be like Ebola. You know, it's all over the world now. You know, because it's so connected. Like I was saying, we can get from one country to another country just by buying a plane ticket. You know, and we're so connected. That's why we close our borders, or try to close our borders, and that's why other countries are closing their borders, because there's just so much diseases out there. I mean, there's thousands of diseases out there all the time. It's just thousands of them. I mean, not only the one that we're not mentioning, but other ones that's out there too. You know, so I'm just gonna say it like this. You know, like I was saying earlier, freedom of speech. You know, we got to comply and obey. You know, because it's out there. So anyway, what else was I talking about? Oh yeah. You know, this could be your darkest nightmare. I mean, with all this stuff going on at one time, like I say, we are in shit hit the fan. We're not in a total shit hit the fan, but we are so close. I mean, it don't take much. We got illnesses. We got the threat of war. We got unstable weather. We got a economy that could collapse at any moment. You know what I mean? And then we got food that's going to be hard to come by, because stuff on the shelves are not where it should be. I mean, in the stuff that's on there, I swear I never even heard of some of these companies. And then they're going to want you to switch over to not eating meat. That means they're going to do something to the farmers. I shouldn't say they, because I don't know for sure. But, you know, I remember mad cow disease. You remember that, don't you? And maybe that might be coming back. You know, so who knows what's going to happen. But like I say, we so close. It don't take much. It really don't take much. And then, like I say, we our political system here is not stable. I mean, regardless of what you say or what you think, it is not stable. It is not stable. I see it on a local level. Let me tell you something. You know, we had to have a special election, and they go to the polls on the 3rd. I voted by mail. I always vote by mail now, because, you know, it's uncomfortable for me to go to them polls and stand in them long lines because of my arthritis, which is somehow they're going to change and make us go to the polls anyway. But anyway, that's a whole other story. We got these two politicians. I ain't going to say their names, but it's nasty, and they're not Republicans. They're both Democrats, and they both, I'm going to just say, they both work with different candidates in the Democratic primary. One was voting for Biden. The other one was voting for Bernie Sanders. So the one took exception to the other one telling her that she wouldn't. No, she said voting for Joe Biden was like eating a bowl of dog shit. That's what she said. I didn't say this, because he was voting for Bernie Sanders. This is in the primary, and now we have this election here, and this one lady is running that ad. She running it into the ground, and the other one is accusing the other one of putting a boyfriend, the family members on the payroll of this company that was being supported by the government, you know, government contract. It is nasty. It is nasty. That's what I'm saying about politics. You know, I ain't vote for neither one of them. I don't mind telling you, I ain't vote for neither one of them. I voted for this guy that was a felon. He wasn't a felon. They expunged his record, but I voted for him. But anyway, I like him anyway. He used to be my ward councilman. But anyway, that's a whole other story. That's what I'm saying about politics. It's not about the people. It's about the power. And when you start looking at your government, and we start looking at these guys that have been in there for 40, 45, 50 years, we get to 80 years old, you know what I mean? They don't want to step down. That is a problem. That is a problem that will not be fixed. And until it get fixed, we're going to always be in this situation where everybody's gonna be at everybody's throat, because long as you at everybody else's throat, you don't notice who's the real problem. Is politicians that's out of date. You know, you know, you get these name callings and all this stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I vote for whoever I want to vote for, because I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. And if you look around, it's 30% of Americans are independent. 30%, because we don't agree with the policies of half the people that's running, because some of them are just out there. But anyway, that's politics. I didn't want to get into that because that's just give me a headache. Let's see. Paul just said, I can't give blood because I was exposed to mad cow. Get out of here. Mad cow. Wow. Let's say, prepared veterans say mad cow disease will make a comeback through the deer waste. Yeah, the crazy zombie deer. Yep. I think you're right. Like I said, they're going to do something to the meat. They're going to bring back the bird flu for the chickens. And they're going to bring back the mad cow for the cows. And then we're going to be eating that processed meat that got a little bit of vegetables in it, so they can say it's made out of vegetables, and the rest is made out of whatever they throw in it. We're going to be eating Soylent Green. And those of you who have seen that movie, that's what we're going to be eating. So it's just coming, and that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. There's unpaid explorer. Food prices are outrageously expensive now and still climbing. You're right. I went to the super. Me and the unpaid explorer, we live in the same area. We like maybe about 2 miles apart. If it's that much, maybe 2.5 miles apart. But I'm just saying, I went to the store yesterday. I had to pick up my prescriptions. I'm like every senior citizen, we own medication. But my prices on my prescription was still low. But I figured, wow, they ain't got me yet on that. So I went to get some peanuts and stuff, because I like peanuts. Peanuts are gone through the roof. Peanuts are, they hiking the price on everything, and we don't even notice. Because see, when you go to the meat section, you be so shocked when you look at the prices of meat that you don't notice how bad the prices are on everything else. But they steady climbing, and the packages are getting lower. Where it used to be a bag of potato chips with like 14.5 ounces, now they down to anywhere from 12.5 to 11 ounces, and you get this big bag of air. And they doing it to us, and we don't even notice. Hey, TT Urban Pantry, how you doing? Let's see. I lived in the UK from 79 to 85. Wow. Anna Lee Brown say, I am not a pro-vax and I'm not completely anti-vax, but I cannot understand why we quit giving smallpox vaccines. There is smallpox every year in Africa, but we push the stupid flu shot. Take my head. Yeah, but you know what? That I almost threw out the BG word. The guy that bought all that farmland. That's his thing. I was, but I'm not gonna say, because I'm last time I said that, my channel got cut off in the middle of a conversation, so I'm not gonna end up saying that. But like I say, I'm just worried about we might be heading to a cannibalism. If something happened to our food supply, which I think is coming, because the cyber attack demonstrated that when it shut down that processing plant and people started to get panicky. You know what I mean? It's just like when we first had the lockdown, and I'm not going to even say anything about the lockdown because I have no idea what's going to happen with the lockdown, because some places are, some places aren't. But when we've had it, you see what happened with the toilet paper. And I still don't know what the deal was with that toilet paper issue. Really, maybe so many people were full of shit. I guess, I don't know. But they was buying it like crazy. They was actually fighting over it, and I was laughing. It reminded me of the Popeye's chicken sandwich when they was fighting. I say, look, they fighting over chicken sandwiches, they fighting over toilet paper. I just say, it's just crazy out there. Little Homestead says, I use grocery rebate apps like iBot. It helps a lot. Yeah, coupons are good. So if you have a chance to go see Gail's coupon Gales, she She has a lot of coupons and stuff like that. She will hook y'all up. Math out loud. One of my prescriptions was $600. Hell no, I did not buy that one. It was just an inhaler. You might have needed that one because if you start laughing and you can't breathe, I don't want you to say I did it. Yes, they did oxygen. Oxygen is something else, but they coming with these little portable oxygen things that you can carry around with. Pretty soon, everybody in the bed gonna have to start using oxygen. Since we gotta wear the mask, we might have to use the oxygen thing. See, now I'm getting too close to something I shouldn't say because I know this video gonna get tagged. They're gonna have to go back and watch it to make sure that I'm not saying anything. I'm just answering a question. That's all. Just like submarines, we had toilet paper runs out. Everything stops snapping. Your toilet paper run out. Everything stops. Everything stops running except your bowels. Probably. I don't know. Yeah. But we know what I was dreaming last night, and I like dreaming. I mean, that's where I still know I'm alive, and I like dreaming because I sleep with a CPAP. So if I'm dreaming, I know I ain't dead. And so anyway, and I was dreaming about say about 4 or 5 years ago, we had this big sewer project, this big tunnel project, and they I think they did like 4, maybe 5 giant tunnels. I mean, these things wasn't small. These things you can get 2 dump trucks in there side by side in these tunnels. I mean, and they deep. They like 200 feet deep, and they go like 300 miles, and it's like 4 or 5 of these tunnels. And they dug these tunnels out up here, and they got all this stuff out. And I was dreaming that we got hit with an alien invasion. One of my favorite dreams, alien invasion. And I took my family, because the alien was coming, we couldn't stay in the house, and we drove around the corner to where they had one of the openings for this tunnel, and we had to go down these steps into this tunnel to go underground. Of course, I couldn't get all the way down there before I fell off the rails and I landed in the bottom, but I didn't get killed. But I'm just saying, why do we have this is for the people in Ohio, in Cleveland, and I know there was other places that they were doing this. We got these big tunnels talking about water runoff, sewer runoff. I don't never remember it being that bad, but we got these giant tunnels, and it just makes me think. And I don't even know why I even mentioned that. But anyway, Paul just said I have an O2 concentrator. It does not help much. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a prepared veteran say disorder and instability is increasing around the globe. People need to start buying extra cans, and every time they shop. You're right. Hey, Humble Lion, how you doing? Eddie Brown say, would a nebulizer help? That's to what's the name? No more pulled pork before bed. Yeah, you know what? I had soup. I had homemade chicken soup before bed, but I went to bed late. Let's see, fallout shelter turns to drainage. Yeah, that's what I was thinking because they put this right in the middle of one of the richest neighborhoods. Matter of fact, the tunnel goes from the richest neighborhood in Cleveland to the second richest neighborhood, which is actually another city. Actually, it's Shaker and it's Bracknell. And if you look on the Cleveland map, you see what I'm talking about. They got millionaires mansion. They got movie stars, NBA basketball players and stuff. All of them stay out here. That's where they stay. That's our Beverly Hills. All right. And these tunnels, like I say, they're 3 miles long and they go from one to the other. And it made me think about that last night when I was asleep. Maybe that's where they're going to go. They're going to escape and hide underground in these tunnels. But that's a whole other story. So anyway, like I was saying, we do have a problem with our food supply. It is fragile. It is very fragile. I mean, that's why if anybody out there that haven't started even a container garden, you need to grow something because see, things gonna hit you fast. Like I said, we 77% at SATL. You just can't wait and think that FEMA's gonna come out here and start bringing you stuff like they did when they had the closure. you know, but that ain't gonna be happening because you're gonna have crazy neighbors from down the street gonna be running to your doors. You know what I mean? They'll be knocking on everybody's doors to see what they got. See, and you don't want that to happen because see, you don't know who them people are. You see what I'm saying? Like I got my neighbor's back, my neighbors got my back, but the other ones down on the other ends and the other ends, you don't know what they thinking or what they doing. You don't know what they on. And it's gonna be like that. But see, it's not gonna be that bad for me because I don't deal with that too much. But I'm gonna just tell you that if you live, and I said this before, if you live like in the Ozarks or out there somewhere in the mountains in the farm areas, you guys are in trouble. You think the city's gonna be bad? Don't worry about the cities. City's gonna be bad, but everybody know that when you ever see an evacuation, they ain't evacuating to the city. They coming your way. And it's a shame that they are because a lot of these people that's coming your way, they're not going to be good people. It's going to be refugee trains. Everybody going to be trying to get out of the city because they're going to know how dangerous the cities are. So they're not going to stay in the city. They're going out of the city. You know what I mean? So yeah, you guys just better be wary. Let's see. We see that work out in New Orleans. Yeah, that FEMA didn't work very well in New Orleans. Let's see. Better learn how to season rats and roaches. John, I'm not eating bugs. I'm not eating roaches. Damn sure ain't gonna eat rats. I mean, they feed you that in Paris and tell you it's steak. I mean, I don't eat none of that foreign food over there. But like I say, it's gonna be rough because it is a chance that cannibalism will be happening. I mean, it is a chance, and that's the scary part. Steve, somebody would have told me people gonna be trying to eat their dogs and cats. I would say, nah, you crazy. Yeah. But then again, I started thinking about all the people that's not prepared out there. I mean, I see people every day. And I'm be wondering, I wonder if they got stuff. I get prepared, but then if I'm in the grocery store, I see what they be buying. You know, I mean, Twinkies are all right, you know, ho-hos and all that stuff, but that's not canned goods or regular food. You know, these are young people. So I'm thinking that the generation out there now is not preparing. You know what I mean? They just gonna go ahead and wait for the government to come and knock on their door. Hello, we're from the government, and we all know what that means. Let's see, prepare for the many fish in Lake Erie. We got a lot of fish in Lake Erie. We got a lot of fish. We got a lot of areas to fish. I mean, we got fish. I mean, there's plenty of places to fish. East side, west side, all. I mean, if you need food, just head toward the lake. You got little creeks that come off the lake that got fish going up and down. I mean, but see, problem with that is people don't even fish. They don't even have fishing rods and reels and bamboo poles and none of that stuff. See, I do. I know how to fish. I mean, it's just crazy, but they don't do it. They don't do it. The amount of them scared of fish. It's crazy. I used to go fishing and come home with fish. You know, catfish. I like catfish. And I go in there and get ready to clean them and stuff. And my niece, my sister's kids, and they would come in there, they see these fish flapping around in there, and they were scared of them. And I'm like, what the hell? They fish, you know? So I'm just saying, yeah. Oh, learn how to prepare carp and sheephead, John. I mean, you can catch sheephead, like, all you gotta do is throw your rod out there. They everywhere. Carps, you can just, the water's high enough in a stream, you can just pick them up with your hands. That's what those carps are. And I have done that, picked them up with my hands. Okay, so anyway, it says we do around here. It says BRB, be right back, church call. Oh, that's Uncle Al. He's going to he got his church this afternoon. And Prepared Veterans said the younger generation are increasingly becoming intelligent idiots. No, they're not becoming intelligent idiots. They're just being stupid because they have a lack of effort. And that's what I was saying in my last video. I mean, why don't they go get a job? You know what I mean? I got up when I was 17. I was up every day. I was at a job every day, working and going to school. Kids nowadays they can't do both. Shoot, they can't do both. They don't want to do both. They feel entitled, and that's the scary thing about what's going on out here. Now I got some that work hard. You know, I got some that work hard that I know, but like I say, they just some out there they don't want to work. They want to start off at a management position. That's what I always say. You're holding out for management position, like Eddie, Eddie on vacation. You know, he's holding out. Okay, so anyway, like I said, theoretically, we already in SHTF. But a lot of people don't understand that. They think, like I said earlier, they think SHTF is when you see War of the Worlds coming in and they shooting and zapping everything, or you see dinosaurs running down your block and all that stuff like that. No, that's when you go into the apocalypse. That's the apocalypse. See, when that stuff happens, see, apocalypse and shit hit the fan is two different things. You see what I'm saying? See, when you see stuff like that, or an asteroid hit your planet, that's the apocalypse. See, but SHTF is just when you almost there, that any one or two more things could cause you to go into a collapse like that. You see what I'm saying? See, right now we ain't there, but we on the verge. We pretty close. I mean, you get up in the morning and if all your gas stations were shut down and there was no electricity and no food coming into the market, and then you got people out there riding in the streets, you know, like they got in some of these places, like in Cuba and in I guess it's West Africa, and they got all these people in South Africa. They got all these people riding in the streets and stuff like that. Then you in the apocalypse. You know, you got no food, you got no information, no electricity. You got roving gangs of crazies running up and down the street. That's when you in the apocalypse. But right now, you got food, you got water, you got lights, you got information, you got all this stuff. Because it ain't, like I say, but all that can be taken away in one swoop. And then you in a Tiawaki, whatever they say, you know. So we got to make sure that everybody understand that when we talk SHTF, that's what's happening. And then I even mentioned about defunding the police. See, a lot of people, they hear people say that's defunding the police, but they can't tell you what it means. But I can tell you what it means. It's gonna mean that the federal government gonna come in and militarize their police. And then you don't want that. You don't want that to happen. You want your local law enforcement to handle your local law. You don't want military police on your block. I've been in riots. I remember the machine guns on the corner on the back of these Jeeps. It was like the Rat Patrol. I remember tanks in my elementary school parking lot, and I remember mobile patrols walking up and down the block. I remember all of that. You don't want that. It traumatized you. I'm still traumatized to this day, but that's a whole nother story. Let's see, I did school all day and worked until 11. After that, wow. Yeah. I worked all day and went to school at night, you know, when I was in school. When I was in college, I worked and went to school. Went to two schools, but that's a whole nother story. So anyway, like I said, Space Force is going full blast now. They sending up their satellites and getting everything ready for whatever's going on out there. So I don't know. Like I said, it's gonna be crazy, and everybody know that. I always tell them it's gonna be crazy. And ain't nothing we can do about it. But like I say, when it do happen, don't be a lone wolf. A lot of people say I would just be a lone wolf and blend in. You're gonna be a dead wolf if you come into the city. You know, if you're gonna be a lone wolf, you better stay out in the woods. But don't come into the city. Because if you're in the city by yourself, you asking to get killed or hurt. Because lone wolves do not make it in the city. That's why you don't see too many wolves in the city, but they do have gangs of wolves. You know what I mean? They have coyotes and wolves and all that other stuff out here in the city. gangs and marauders and stuff like that. So, but like I said, but if you living in the city, you can't make it by yourself. You're gonna have to have somebody to watch your six, to watch your back. And those of you that's millennials, if you don't know what a six is, that's your back. I'm just joking with y'all because I was talking about they didn't know how to read or watch. I mean, not you guys. I should have said millennials. I should have said the younger generation because everybody got the digital ones. They watch that shows the hologram and they can talk and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. So like I said, so if you don't have anybody in your back pocket that you can count on, or a group that you belong to, y'all need to start making plans for that. Not only get you a guard, but get you somebody to have your back, because it's gonna be that bad. I used to think that if you was by yourself and isolated, you can make it, but not what I'm looking at now. Not how I'm looking at these other people out here now. I think it's gonna be. It's just like when I tell people, when somebody break in your house, and if you home and it's a home invasion, it's not gonna be one. It's not even gonna be two. It's gonna be 3 to 4 people. And so if you had another person there with you, and y'all both was ready, it'll be a different odds. You see what I'm saying? And that's the way I'm looking at this total collapse thing. You need somebody to have your back. Let's see. Lou Allstead said, "Police to military now don't need more." They are in some places, but not every place. Not all police is military. I mean, I'm talking real military. I'm talking about real private type police. Like Blackwater. You know what I'm talking about? Like the kind of police that they sent over to Iraq. You know what I mean? Shoot first, ask question later type police. What's the governor and mayor like in Cleveland? The governor of Ohio, he's okay. He might run for president one day. He's a Republican. I'll vote for him. Yeah. The mayor of Cleveland right now, our mayor's stepping down after 12 years. Frank Jackson. He spent more time building up the downtown area and all the tourist stuff in Cleveland than that he really neglected a lot of the neighborhoods. It was like pulling teeth to get him to spend money on neighborhoods and stuff, but they doing it now because the government sent us all that extra money the last 2 years since that other thing happened, and we working a lot in the neighborhoods. But like I said, Frank Jackson was okay. I would say he's the longest term mayor I ever know about. I mean, I don't think nobody lasted longer than him. So we're gonna have a new mayor at the end of the year because he decided not to run. So it's 12 years. He's a good mayor. I would say he did a good job. He brought Cleveland back. The governor, he did okay. Like I said, a lot of people don't like him because he had to lock down the state, but it didn't bother me. I wasn't going that much anyway. But like I said, yeah, he's okay. Yeah. We had a Democratic mayor and a Republican governor, and I liked them both. Okay, the urban garden girl is not the millennials, is the Generation Z. You're right. I think I did say it wasn't the millennials. I said millennials, but I be thinking millennials. It's the Generation Zers. They're the ones that's bringing everything down because they feel entitled. They got too much. And I say this a lot. They got too much. They all have tablets, and they all have cell phones and stuff like that. My daughter, she's a millennial. She didn't get a cell phone until she was 18 or 19. We got into it for one Christmas. One Christmas, we got her cell phone because she was going to be working. And she needed the information. But these kids now, they 10 and 12 years old. They got tablets and cell phones. Why? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. They got too much, and they're getting too much information off this stuff. And like I said, Ohio, in certain parts of Ohio, we have a lot of what we say child trafficking up here. You got to watch that. A lot of sex trafficking up here and stuff like that. So you got to watch who your kids are talking to. That's a whole other story, though. So anyway, like I said, let's see, most Leos have been militarized. So I missed a whole lot of questions over there here. So I'm just trying to catch. Matter of fact, I would never be able to catch with all the comments that was made. I'm sorry that I missed a lot of people's comments. Like I said, I wasn't prepared to talk like I'm doing today, but I'm gonna catch up there. Entitled and sensitive, not a good mix. You're right. Kids nowadays are sensitive. It's funny. It's funny. They act tough, but if you get on them, they start crying. I ain't talking about the little ones. I ain't talking about 4 or 5-year-olds. I'm talking about teenagers. It's crazy. And another thing, we have just entirely too many shootings up here. And that's another thing. Their mentality is not ready to be an adult. First thing, and I look at the ages of these kids, 19, 18, 17, and they shooting. They're shooters. They don't understand the consequences of their action. And then when they get sent up, they cry. Okay, you got the triangle of 3 C's. Women disappears. Yes, we do. Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. Yep, they disappear. But Toledo is the one where they all be going right through. That's where they travel to. Because believe it or not, they take them across the border to Canada. So that's just crazy. Yep, they make them disappear. So what's the main problem with America? What causes the world without rule of law and shit defend? You say the main cause, because like I just said, it's not one cause, because it takes more than one thing to bring this country down. This country is too big and too tough to be brought to its knees by one thing. But if we keep tearing each other down and fighting among ourselves, we gonna fall. We're gonna fall, but like I said, they say every great dynasty is doomed to fall eventually. Remember the British Empire, they was all over the world, ruling the world, and they fell. You know what I mean? They didn't lose a battle, they just fell, internal strife and other stuff. And that's what happened to them. Remember how great they were? Now they ain't great no more. They need us. Let's see, Canadian girl, I remember bomb drills in school grade. And hiding under the desk, yeah, that traumatized the kids. I clearly remember those and feeling scared. Oh man, the nuclear threat of nuclear. Man, we used to go in the basement sometimes, depending on where your classes were. If we were on the first floor, we would have to go in the basement where all the furnaces were and stuff like that, and hide against the wall. Or if we were in the second floor, we didn't go downstairs. We had to go right up under our desk and stuff like that and hide. It was crazy. Like you said, I remember that. And it was a weekly routine. It didn't just happen once or twice. The weekly routine. All the schools had to do it. And that was product of the 60s, y'all. So those of you that don't remember doing that, y'all lucky. But we remember had to doing it every week. And then we used to have assemblies to talk about stuff, about nuclear and all this stuff and the wars and stuff, but that's a whole other story. But anyway, let's see. Trouble? Okay, you got, because we had fire drills and I'm not going to let my stuff get burned. And it was winter, so I went and got my book bag and the coat. Yeah, well, we used to didn't have fire drills that much in the winter time, but they'll let you know ahead of time so you can go out there, because they didn't want the parents to come out there and jump on those teachers. Because we had some parents that would come out there and beat the teacher. But I see a rotten society of distrust, corruption at the top, and a series of flashpoint event, degrading society. That's a good point. See, like people always sit up there and this is not a video game, but they always say we need a reset. But every time you have a reset, they talk about something other than a video game, it ain't gonna work. You cannot reset this country. It don't work. It don't work because people will die, and you don't want to see anybody die because this is not 1861, and this is not 1776, and we're not fighting the British, you know, back in 1776 over taxes, you know, and then the country was so small you could do that crap, but you can't do it. You can't do it. It won't happen. You know, and you can't even do what they did in 1861. It won't fly. It won't happen. It won't happen. So they need to do it politically, and they need to do it correctly. If they don't like what's going on, you need to get your candidates out there. You need to put them out there on the podium and let them say what they got to say. You need to get rid of these politicians that's been in office for, 40, 50 years. You know, these 80-year-old guys that's out of touch with what's really going on. They're just trying to hold on to power. You know what I mean? Or they just trying to act like they're doing something, but they're not. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say their names because my phone will start ringing if I do. Let's see. Paul says, "Say duck and cover days." Yeah, a lot of you guys, y'all remember that. Yeah, like I say, civil defense, fallout shelter. I know everyone is marked around here. Yeah. Hey, Julie Evans, how you doing? Let's see. The left and right wings are getting more extreme in their thinking methods and polarization. Not all of them. It's just a few. It's just a few, and they like that chaos because a lot of these people that's in these groups and they got these people thinking like that. They keep them thinking like that because they can keep in power that way. It's just chaos. It's chaos. It ain't about being right or being wrong. It's about chaos, and that's what can bring a country down. Chaos. You know what I mean? And then when stuff happened, they be like scratching their head, like, what the hell happened? You know what I mean? You got to be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. That's why I always tell people. You know what I mean? Yes, might as well be careful. I once had a sister-in-law. I ain't gonna say no names, but she watched my video. She know what I'm talking about. And I once had a sister-in-law, and I was eating some bacon, and she wanted some bacon, so I said, okay. I went in there and cooked all the bacon in the house. I mean, it was like 1.5 pounds of bacon. It wasn't a lot of bacon. And I ate a couple of slices and had her eat all that bacon. To this day, she don't eat bacon. I was mad. Oh, it's just one of those things. She don't eat bacon. I eat bacon. But like I said, because, see, you got to be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. So like I say, man, it's been almost an hour. Like I said, I just wanted to maybe get the message out that emergency preparedness is what we need to be doing right now. I mean, it don't look any good. It don't look any better because things are not getting any better. I mean, the prices are not going to go down. You know, they're going to go back up, and they're going to keep going back up. Right now, it don't look that bad for some of us, but let me tell you, the holidays are coming. We got 3-4 more holidays before the end of the year. We got Thanksgiving. We got Labor Day, and we got Christmas. And then, like me, we had a lot of birthdays this last month in May. And I mean, but if you had to do a lot of big buying for stuff like that, you would notice what the prices are like, and they're not getting any better. And they're not getting any better. It is going to get worse because once the winter sets in, then you got gas bills that's going through the roof. You got driving more because you got to warm up your car more. If you're here like I am in Northeast Ohio, it takes a minute to get your car warm because you're going to be using more gas. So I think, and then you're going to really be complaining about the prices. But I'm just saying the prices are going to be here. Yeah, I love bacon. In the middle school, we had a fire alarm go off one way because of low water pressure. I was in the gym taking a shower at the time. I used up all the water. That's what happened. I'm just kidding. No, man, I would have been a bad place to be when the fire drill go off, man. Let's see. Andy Lee Brown say bacon equals life. Yeah, I like bacon. Have a great day, everyone. I'm going to get to my projects for the day. Yeah, I'm about to get on out of here too. Like I said, I usually don't talk more than an hour. And like I said, I wasn't really expecting to do this video like I did, but I didn't want to miss out because, like I said, I thought I was gonna have my grandson here with me, and I'll be like trying to catch him up. He be eating up all my Cheetos and the Cheez-Its and stuff like that. So yeah. Like I said, we got to be careful because, like I say, a lot of us we want this. No, not me. They want this because they want to be Mad Max because they need to get their thinking right. When they start thinking like that, they need to think of what is going to be the outcome. It ain't like they can wake up the next day, everything's fine. It's not going to be like that. When you think you want to be like Mad Max, they never ended. They just kept going. Or they want to be like The Walking Dead. They want to kill zombies. What is this fascination to want to kill zombies? I love The Walking Dead. This is the last season coming up. I watch some of the reruns all the time. As a matter of fact, I even watched a little short series they had to throw in there to tell you little stuff. I'm like, I know it's a movie. I watch it. This is not The Purge, but some people, their mentality done got to the point where they want this stuff. They praying for this stuff. They sitting up there talking about we need a zombie apocalypse to bring us back together. Ain't gonna be nobody to bring back together if you get a zombie apocalypse. Everybody be dead. Everybody be eaten. And then you wake up in the morning and say, I wish I didn't want this because it ain't no going back. It ain't no going back. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like The Walking Dead. I like all of them. Like I said, but ain't no going back. So you gotta be careful what you ask for. You gotta start thinking. Really, people don't put their minds in motion. They're not thinking. When they saying stuff. But you gotta be ready. I once had this guy, and I think this is the only guy that I dropped when I used to subscribe to his channel because he said something that scared me. He said that if we were in the middle of a zombie apocalypse or the shit hit the fan or something like that, he was gonna kill everybody that came to his door, take their heads and put them on pikes. Oh man, I don't know if he meant it or not, but I say I don't want to be around that kind of craziness. It could be just a couple of people going to his door, a guy and his wife and the two little kids or whatever. He's gonna cut their heads off and put them on a pike. I say that's not normal behavior. That man needs psychological evaluation. You don't just kill people indiscriminately, even in a shit at the fan situation. You know what I mean? You gotta wait for something bad for them to try to do to you. But you just don't go out there and just start killing people. We still civilized. I mean, even though it's gonna be a world without rule of law, it's still civilized human beings. Toilet roll. Yeah, they want to be like the toilet paper fights. They'll be fighting over the last bag of chips and dirt and soda. No, I might be fighting over the last box of Cheetos or Cheez-Its. They got the Cheez-Its down the street. I gotta go get the Cheez-Its. And get your water supplies sorted. Yes, like I said, I've been posting videos on Facebook lately on this prepper group that I belong to. Some of my prepper videos, so the people that don't do YouTube know what they need to do, who need to get ready. So, I hope everything work out for them because I've been posting. I had the one lady say, "Aren't you afraid that somebody might come and take your supplies?" I just laugh every time somebody say that. I just laugh. I don't have the spirit of fear. I'm so glad that I never was afraid. I mean, I was scared of something that was happening at that time. You got to be scared. When something happened, like if a car coming at you real fast and you jumping out the way, that'll make you scared. But as far as fear, just total fear, only thing I'm scared of is real high places. And that's about it. Go up high, real high places. That's about it. Other than that, I'm good. And I have been up in high places. That's how come I know I'm scared of them, because I still will go up in high places, but I don't go up in there unless I have to. Once things start, they take years to stabilize back to normality. Oh, you know what? Prepared veteranness, I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't no going back. See, that's one thing people don't realize. If this country has a catastrophe, and our government, FEMA, Homeland, or whoever cannot handle the situation, and the states have to take care of it themselves, we're not coming back together. The states are going to say we're going to just, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, and Virginia. We might say we're going to just start forming our own thing because we protected each other. And that's how it's going to be. It's going to be split. We already got California out there talking about parts of it want to join up into Idaho. See what I'm saying? It don't take much for some of these states to split off, because if you can't do what you're supposed to do and protect your people, then what good are you? And that's the way it is. They'll be formed because the United States is big, very big. It won't take much. Like I said, I ain't talking no revolution and stuff like that. I'm talking about natural disaster or zombie apocalypse. It ain't, if it's a zombie apocalypse, nobody cares what's going on in Washington. You care about that zombie running down your street, chasing somebody, cardio. So like I say, that's the way it is. Let's see what we got here. Once things start, they go away. Normal skills and stability, yes. Everything works itself out on the big screen. Anybody that ever been camping knows if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Yes. Yeah. I like camping. Yeah. You know what? I mentioned that 8.1 volcano right outside Alaska earlier in the show, and I was talking about the tsunami that they got alert on for the Hawaiian Islands because they're afraid that it might be so big that it might wipe out part of Hawaii. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, that 8.1. Yes. Yeah, because you know what? We don't want to end up like Venezuela or South America or, South Africa, Cuba, none of them places. We don't want to end up like that. We want to try to keep our stability here, because this could be, like I said earlier, it could be our darkest nightmare. If we ever had an apocalypse here in America, it will not be America after the recovery. Right now, we so split on wearing masks and not wearing masks. Can you imagine if a apocalypse happened? It is plausible. It is very plausible that it could happen. The risks are real. Just so you know. That's why I say right now we in a shit hit the fan situation, but we don't want to have to go any farther than that. We don't want an apocalypse. Like I said, but it'll be horrific if it does happen. I mean, it's out there. It's on its way. All right, then let's see. I think I've been talking way too long. It's over an hour, and so like I said, I'm finna go. And like I say, I have a tripwire that I can set up anywhere. Lots of firepower. That's great. That is great. I will load up my electric cargo bike and trailer and set fire to whatever I leave behind. Torch earth, okay? Yeah, but make sure you go someplace safe, because like I say, you don't want to run into them refugee caravans. And like I say, it's going to be millions of people. Can you imagine if most of New York evacuated? You know how many people in New York City alone, Los Angeles? What if everybody had to leave? I'm just saying the freeways, there's no way you can get out. And those that do get out, they're gonna be looking for stuff, because it's gonna be like locusts. Locusts eat up everything in their path when they move it, when they travel. And that's how these refugee caravans are gonna be, because it's no other choice. They got to evacuate the city for some reason. If zombies or whatever or anything is out there, these chimeras start being released into the world, and we had to look. Matter of fact, somebody told me to watch this TV show, and I did, and I liked it. It was called Sweet Tooth. It was a Netflix show, and I liked it. It's about hybrid, hybrid animals and coming into the world, being born to human parents, have part deer, part raccoon, part rodent, all this stuff. It was very good. It was on HBO called Sweet Tooth, not HBO, Netflix. I watched the whole series. Somebody told me to watch it. I did. All right, then, like I say, I got to go, people, because like I said, I've been over an hour, and I usually don't talk this long. And so far, I must be doing good because I haven't gotten but one phone call. Hey, Drop Family Gardens, how you doing? Check out a book called Locust on the Horizon. Okay, I'll see if I can find that. Okay, don't take any chances out there. Have fun. Train the experience to go deep woods where they can't follow. Maverick Rick Prepper, I'm gonna tell you something. That people gonna be following everywhere. There's so many people. You know, like I was watching this video the other day from Pastor Joe Fox. He did this thing for Vice TV, and they was talking about handling strangers just coming into the Ozarks up there with Shofar Mountain where he's at. And I just sit back and think, see, I'm in the city. I see people all the time. I see lots of people all the time. And then, like I say, plus I was a mailman for 30 years, and I see a lot of people. You'll be surprised the amount of people that's in a city. And once that city empty out and these people have to go somewhere, you're gonna be overrun. It's a matter of fact. I don't think it's gonna be any spot that doesn't have woods that won't be occupied, because people are thinking like you. We're gonna go out in the woods, and then with all the woods burning up out west, it ain't gonna be much for them to go to out there, because people figure they can go out there hunting deer and all that stuff like that. And then you got bears out in the woods up here, so you got to be careful. But I'm just saying, you can't look. Somebody see that? Drop Family Farm said they can go to a FEMA camp. Like that. Like that. But people make me laugh. Go to FEMA camps if you want to. Go to FEMA camps if you want to. Be like being in prison probably, because they have to feed you whatever they give you. Be going up there with a big pot of soup or a TV dinner. They ain't gonna be able to feed you, because they ain't gonna be able to feed themselves. But okay, but look here, like I said I was gonna stop a couple of minutes ago, but I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes because I'm gonna read some more. Number one reason why people don't try to escape Russian prison because they are in Siberia and bears will eat you. Yeah, bears gonna eat you here too, because bears gonna be hungry too. Yeah, and somebody had mentioned something about the zombie deer earlier. We had a case about a year, maybe 2 years ago, of a zombie deer here, but I think they farther west. Yeah, we had a one zombie deer here, and they got it, and we haven't heard anything else. But we got a lot of deer right now. But I figured if everybody in the city had to leave, because I'm not going, and you got let's say city and suburbs, you figure you got maybe 3-4 million people. 3 or 4 million. We talking about millions. We ain't talking about thousands of people coming. We talking about millions. And you figure you get cities like Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Dayton, Louisville, not only New York, but I'm talking about all the major cities. Everybody, let's say they got to evacuate the entire East Coast. Then you're talking about Boston, and you're talking about Hartford and all them places and all them people, and they got to come inland because let's say one of them tidal waves is coming or whatever. It is going to cover the whole West Coast. I mean, yeah, West Coast, East Coast. So everybody along the coastal cities had to all come inland, and you talking about millions, because sometimes it happens when you get the tornadoes coming. Everybody got to move because of the tornado. But I'm talking about a total tidal wave that's going to be high as the Empire State Building is coming, and everybody got to leave. Where do you think them people going? You see what I'm saying? That's one of my fears. But that's not really my fear, because I'm in the city. I mean, that's one of the things that people got to learn, that when people going to be evacuating these cities, they're going to be going out in the woods. They ain't going to be coming to Cleveland. Hey, let's go to Cleveland. They ain't coming here. Just like where they at. Let's see. Would you ever go from the city to woods? Would look like Cleveland Garden Stadium or the home game. Yeah, it'd be a lot of people there. A lot of people be like old Cleveland Stadium where you had 70,000 people on a football game. Yeah, like the Browns playing and had 70,000 people. Or because I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go. I'm just talking about people. Now, when the Cavaliers, our NBA team, and LeBron James and all the guys won the NBA championship, and we had our parade in downtown Cleveland. We had over 1 million people downtown, just in downtown, just in I would say in a 5 block area, 1 million people. It was packed. People couldn't even park downtown or take the buses downtown because they couldn't get downtown because people was blocking the road. People would park all the way on 55 blocks down where I was working to walk all the way down for the parade. I mean, and these are like hundreds of people walking toward downtown to get down there to be with millions of people. And I have seen this firsthand. And it is, you go look at the videos. You see what 1 million people look like in that little area. And Cleveland don't have 1 million people. We only have 500,000 people. We got like 375,000 people now. But I'm just saying, that's how it's gonna be when they go out in the woods. My 308 and my 44 Magnum can both take down bears. I also have plenty of slugs for my shotgun. Wow. Yeah, you gotta worry about bears. Definitely gotta worry about bears. Okay, well look here. I'm gonna let everybody go. I'm gonna let y'all. Bears don't wear face masks. They're breathing. But yeah, that's another thing you're gonna have to deal with when you get them refugee caravans. Just like the people that was coming up from through Mexico, from Argentina, and all them other South American countries. Remember how they had that refugee train coming all the way up? That's what people gonna be trying to shut down their states. They're gonna say the New York train or the East Coast train is coming and shut down the states. They ain't gonna make no difference. They're gonna be like locals. They're gonna eat everything in sight. Millions of people. We got 395. Wait a minute, 375 million people in America. No, 330 million people in America. 375,000 in Ohio, in Cleveland. 330 million people. All on the move. Some are just moving closer to home, and some are just moving to get to a better spot, and some are just have no place to move. And just picture that, and then you'll see what'll happen. Now, something like that, just to get that many people, that's the apocalypse moving. That's way too much. So, like I said, it's theoretically happening already. So, like I said, we have 77%. All we need is 2 or 3 more things to happen. We know, well, I know that the economy is going to fail. We're going to go into another Wall Street shutdown or whatever they call it, Black Fridays or whatever they're going to call it, where it's going to hit. It's going to hit big time because right now they playing with it. They playing with this Bitcoin and all this stuff and every time somebody don't buy something with it or something like that, they start to complain about it, and that's driving the price up and down. I have no idea how that works. But anyway, that's the next thing I see happening. I don't know when, I don't know how, but that's going to really put a damper on it because then you're talking about income and your money. Right now we're talking about food, and we're going to be talking about income. And if you got no income, you can't buy no food. See what I'm saying? So that's happening. All right, then. I will see everybody later. Like I said, I didn't talk too long, and I wasn't planning on talking this long. All right. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Thank you, YouTube.